Hello everyone, VisaZ32 back again. Welcome to another week of What's on Deck. Your weekly look at what is new and upcoming in the world of playing cards. We got a lot to talk about, I'm sure, so let's get on with it and check out what's going on Kickstarter. And yes, I already see one new one, but let's just check it out. Beer cards. Okay, we'll pass on that. Meow Free, a card game for humans. Okay, moving on. Oh boy. So we got the Master Series Demon playing cards from Handlords. It is well funded. 10 days to go. 13 days to go. Sorry, a couple more days than I initially said. I just launched. It's really like a 2-week project. Let's have a look at this one quickly. As you can see, it's similar to the previous Master Series decks. Oh, I see he's using Pro XCM again, as opposed to Cardistry. It's a limited edition Master Series version of the legendary Dominion deck. Oh, good. It's a nice enough tuck case, and there's your back design. It's pretty nice, especially for Cardistry and fanning, or XCM, which is Extreme Card Manipulation, if you're not aware. There's a coin, and what about the faces? There's your faces. And they're alright. They just got indexes with a logo in the center, which isn't overly exciting. But obviously it's more for Cardistry and XCM and whatever. There's also a standard non-foil tucker, so I don't know why you'd want to get that. However, it's cheaper. It's an okay deck. It just looks like a different variation of their Cardistry branded decks. 19 bucks for a nice foil tuck case, 13 for the non-foil. I will definitely hold off for now. I really don't like that. It's just a logo in the center. You got the crowns in the center of the court cards. And the logo just in the center of all the other cards. It's not very exciting. I mean, talk about repetitive. Moving on. We got the Oink Oink playing cards. Oh god, put by Hansen Chen and by Carbon Creations Card Company. 54% funded, 28 days to go. This should be 0% funded. I mean, you can kind of see the back design there. Looks horrible. The back design is just pink. It's like an NLC deck, except it has the pig nostrils in the center. I mean, really? That's your whole design concept for a pig-themed deck? Oh, the group is made up of one magician and one cardist. They're trying to make cards that are good for both. How exciting. There's better decks out there that are good for both. That's just really, I don't know, cheesy, I guess. No way in hell this is going to be delivered by November, I don't think. It's like 2 months away. Basically standard faces. Oh, cute tuck case, I suppose. I don't know why. I guess it's a pig's tail and ass on the back. Oh, there goes my money for this video. Pig's tail on the back. And just standard court cards from the looks of it. Well, I mean, it looks like it, but it looks like they've also modified the noses, but you can't really tell from this far away from the image. You can't click on it. Zoom it in. It definitely looks like they modified the noses, because of course they would. 11 bucks Canadian on the early bird. It's a decent price, but no, thank you. Then there's Cosmic Ink. I have no idea if this is actually a deck of cards. If it is, it's not looking too good funding-wise. It is, but it's horrible. So Cosmic Inc. by M. Hemstreet, 1% funded, 50th district. Chances of funding next to none, in my opinion. Um, Especially at $20 US for one deck, and that's your only option. And it only ships to the US. You can only get one deck. If you want to add on more, you might be able to, but $6,000, no, $4,500 US. There is no chance in hell this is going to fund. Not even because it's not good, but just because mathematically it's impossible. It would take forever. They would need a huge amount of backers to fund at $20. I'll tell you exactly what they need here. They would need 225 backers in order to fund. There's no chance in hell they're going to get 225 backers on this project. It's just not going to happen. Maybe if they had other options where you can get 2 or 4 or 6 or whatever, it might have a slightly better chance. But when you're counting on 225 people giving you $20, ain't gonna happen. And it only ships to the US. Apparently bridge size. You can tell they just printed and cut out the tuck case themselves. And then the cards, oh my goodness. They got brains on them, an echo, a field of some sort, wings, all sorts of weird stuff. And it tells you what it is too. And then you got numbers and you got pips, but they're kind of on opposite ends. The back design is absolutely horrible. And it has some kind of a quote on it. And there's an informational thing as well. Yeah, it's also, I mean, on top of the goal being ridiculous, the not being made available internationally is only going to be printed $100. So why do you need $4,500 to print 100 decks as well? Top of that, it's just not very functional or usable. Makes you think? Yes, it does. It makes me think what they were thinking when they came up with this whole idea and design. It's absolutely not going to work. Working artist for over 40 years in the art business, and this is the best you can come up with? Yeah. Pass. Next up, speaking of bad, I've seen this one already. Bicycle Fantasy World Playing Cards by USBC, printed by USBC. It's by United Playing Cards, which has infamously had a couple of projects previously that were designed by Natalia Silva. So thus backers were basically paying Natalia Silva for her artwork again, even though it wasn't her own project. This one is not, to my knowledge, designed by Natalia Silva. Now I know it says playing cards, but it's not actually playing cards in my opinion. 19% funded 12 disc dual. I don't think it's going to happen either. The best part about it is the tuck case, which is bicycle branded. Although it doesn't look highly original, the artwork. I think I've seen it on another deck. It's like, what is that? $4,000 US for a goal? I mean, they want $21 Canadian for one deck, which is about $15 US, it says there. That's ridiculous. Now it has apparently 26 different tricks utilized in the funniest multi-effect deck of cards. And that's what you get. There's no suits, there's no pips, it's just different images. As someone on the United Cards mentioned, it looks like flashcards. Pretty horrible. The only thing nice about it is the back design, which is a maiden back. And the tuck case, which is bicycle branded, I suppose, isn't too bad. If this is the best this guy can do without buying Natalia Silva's artwork, he's not going to get very far. And this one is not going to fund. I also like how he refers to it as the bicycle mandolin back. No, mandolin, there's no E on it, just saying. Just saying. Non-pips design means you don't get my money design. Oh God, I thought it was bad already. This is a bad week for cards on Kickstarter. Next up, we got Cherry Bombs by Patrick Collier. 6% funded, 27 days to go. It might hit 10% funded. I'm just guessing. It's not going to get very far, I don't think. Just based on what I've seen. It's actually a back design. It's a couple of bombs. And the goal, by the way, $8,954 US. I don't know how they came up with such a random number. Apparently not hitting his first project. Not sure what his first one was. $6 you get a handwritten thank you card. Wow. And only ships to the US, by the way. It's $12 US for one deck of cards. It says it's like a win-win deal. I don't think so. More like a win-loss deal. Win for you, loss for me. Standard faces. Very simple ace of spades. And simple jokers with just the back design elements on them. Horrible deck. Overkill on this whole bomb and design thing. It's just all over the place. Really overkill. Apparently there's... Oh, is that a gaff card maybe that's in it? Yes, it is. That's the most exciting thing about the whole damn thing is there's a gaff card. That's a half 9 clubs, half 6 of hearts, but you might as well just go find the gaff card elsewhere. Absolutely not. Moving on, they got the one Portland edition from NBC. It is funded 32 days zero, perhaps the nicest thing I've seen so far this week. Unfortunately, I think it's breaking Kickstarter rules because I can tell it was already produced and made available at the CardistryCon, and now they're selling it here. You can't do that. That's against Kickstarter rules. This is supposed to be for stuff that hasn't already been produced. Now it is using a new M30 linen air light stock and a beta finish, which I think is the same as they had in the previous one deck, which I think I have the review up on my channel. This one has the colors of the Portland flag because that's where it was, in Portland. Makes sense. Are they going to be doing this every year? Coming up with a new edition based on where CardistryCon is? Because it's going to get pretty repetitive pretty soon. But I mean, $14 US includes shipping worldwide. I think that's a great deal. And the quality, based on what I saw in the previous version, you can see the review on my channel, is pretty good. And there's the flag of Portland, by the way. How exciting. It's a nice color scheme, and they have modified the courts with that color scheme. Not for playing. Okay. And if you haven't checked out that stock and finish, it's worth checking out. And for $14, plus you can add on the previous one as well. It's worth checking it out. It's the best stock and finish they've had thus far, in my opinion. And it's very similar to USB-C stock and finish. It's good to see NPC improving and becoming more competitive. Anyway, moving on. We got Barazas Espinolas de Artur, which would be offer. I don't know what that has anything to do. At least I think that's what they mean. Unless they mean like something else. By Herman Tuseda. Hernan Petarch Tuseda. From Spain. It's 0% funded, €1 thus far. I don't get the feeling that it's going to fund. It is a Spanish deck, which doesn't help its cause. Not a whole lot of people are going to be interested in that, but you can see it's got the Spanish style suits of coins and wands and whatnot. And it's okay for us. It's a pretty small goal. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to fund. Especially at those prices. 30 euros for one deck. Are you out of your flipping mind? You can get decks like this for a hell of a lot less. And probably a hell of a lot better quality than what this one's going to be. Or similar quality. So that's a pass. Would be nice if they showed more as well as the back design. I don't see that in there. I like the idea, but that's about it. There's a display rack, acrylic display rack from Artisan Presents, which is another account for TCC playing cards, like the 6th or 7th now. Absolutely not interested. Dado playing cards, apparently, by Raymond Igvanoki. 2% fund at 24 days ago. I don't think it's going to fund. We'll have a look at it. I don't think there's much to it. Now, I know it's just playing cards, but there's nothing playing card about this. There's no suits. There's no art. There's no value. It's just numbers and dots. Absolutely not. Do not recommend it. I don't even know what the point of that is. Moving on. We got the Hana Black, minimalist and futuristic playing cards by Hana Fubuki. 10% funded, 24 days still. Chances of funding not good at this rate, in my opinion. My issue with this is Steve Minty previously put out some Hana Dex last year, and this one makes it sound like it's related to that, except it's absolutely not related to it. Somehow, shockingly, they have amassed $1,000 Canadian, $751 US. Don't ask me why. Couples vibrant line work with the elegance of natural elements. Really? Okay. First project. As you can see, there's no indexes. The jacks have a sword, and the queens have a flower. I assume that's the queen. The king has a crown. And that's it. That's what you get for the cards. You got pips on the other cards. The number of cards, it's very much like a old school Thorough type deck. Except it's supposed to be futuristic, so why have they gone backwards? I don't know. No idea who's producing these decks, and I could actually care less. I also don't. Is that the back design? 2 flowers is the back design. How exciting! It's obviously a one-way back design. Not digging the artwork. I dislike that it has no indexes. I'm not a fan of these projects that come out and go, hey, we're going to be futuristic and minimalist, and we're not going to do anything with the cards. They're not functional, they're not usable, they're not practical, and they're not going to fund, because who would want to use these? They're horrible. Doesn't say who's producing them, to my knowledge. It's just, it's crap. And again, like I said, he could have come up with a different name. I don't know why Hana. What does this have to do with Hanafuda, except for his name is Hana Fubuki. It sounds like a ripoff of Steve Minty's Hana Dex, name-wise, and it's not good. And I mentioned already these other ones before. So I got the Black Roses Hotel playing cards from Daniel Snyder. It is well funded, 22 days to go. Not really digging him too much, I suppose. Singularity Black playing cards from Relativity playing cards. 51% funded, 6 days to go. It's not going to happen. I don't know if the goal's too high or what the problem is. It's his third attempt, and it's still not happening. Bloodlines playing cards from Riffle Shuffle. It is well funded, 21 days to go. Not a huge fan. Those myself here. There's other stained blaspheme decks out there that are better. And I also don't like that he's ripped off the name. Bloodlines. It was the designer's idea, the creator's idea, and he decided to go with that. Despite the fact that there's already another deck out there that was on Kickstarter a couple years ago called Bloodlines. And it has nothing to do with Bloodlines. It's stained blasphemed. But whatever. Whatever. Then we got this one here that we looked at as well. It's just way too expensive. Monogrammed leather case and wooden box and poker cards. So it's a weird deck inside of a wooden case inside of a leather case. Because why not? Reasons. By Gold Digital Studio, 1% funded 36 days to it's not going to fund. Sensory White by Lunzi and G&G is funded 4 days to go. The red, so-called red forest playing cards by Ouyang Wenwen is 72% funded somehow. 29 days to go. Well, I don't know what people find interesting about that one. Amsterdam relaunch by Tricks and Beats, 19% funded, 17 days to go. It's just not going to happen again. Eclipse Originals by Ethan Ricketts, 39% funded, 20 days to go. Don't think that one's going to happen either. The Kung Fu and Cards by Amelia is shockingly 72% funded, 25 days to go. It's either going to fund or it's just going to come very, very close and fail. Really don't know. It's too early to tell. 25 days to go. Then there's the Walhalla point cards from the INKSTER. Well funded, 9 days to go. Shockingly for a creator that is first time, as I believe the INKSTER is. It's well funded. Obviously, it's being printed and advertised by No Arts. And then Crown Jewels by SVI Group, which is shockingly being printed by Carter Mundi as opposed to them printing it themselves. It's funded with 11 days to go. Pool Party Poker, I don't even want to know. Zoo 52 by Elephant Pine Cards is funded, 44 hours to go. How exciting. Sakura Winter Edition by Francis Garcia, 74% funded, 10 days to go. Again, this one's you're either going to get very, very close and not make it, or will make it. We'll find out next week, I guess. Nerds for Words. Oh boy. Yeah, then there was this one cut logos, which is just letters. It's not going to fund. Absolutely not. Woodbox add-on for the Ludwig van Beethoven project from 64 point cards is 97% funded. 6 days to go. I think it will make it. Just a matter of time. Then there was that weird Lenormand Solitaire combination deck by Deluxe Cards. 87% funded. 7 days to go. Decent chance that one makes it. Juice Joint playing cards by Docs playing cards is well funded. 3 days to go. And then Emperor from Penguin Magic also funded. 71 hours to go. They have unlocked a Mort edition. If you're interested in that. Theology in Play by Malik and Michelle Perry. I don't know if you've seen this one. It's incidentally, interestingly enough. But it is 7% funded, 31 days to go. We'll have a look. I don't remember this one. Maybe it was here and it wasn't listed as playing cards, so it didn't show up. And then they decided to list it as playing cards. And it's not overly exciting. At least it's custom and unique. It's too far off the goal for it to more than likely make it. $3,500 goal US. The first project. $10 US for a deck. No, that's just a support tier. Never mind. $25 US for one deck. That is not going to fund with a price that high. It's got nice Ace of Spades. I like the art. For the most part. Now this I don't like. You look at this Queen of Diamonds here. Why is it so small? You got so much white space. Maximize it. Use that white space. You know, make the artwork stand out more. Fill the space more. Maybe it's just a prototype. Not a big fan of there being an image on the aces. I would just prefer a nice big pip. And it says capstone on the tuck ace. The back design is one way, very one way, and not overly exciting. It's all about biblical characters, which is fine. But the back design doesn't seem overly biblical, in my opinion. And no idea who is producing them, which is also an issue. And apparently they only ship within the US. So how exciting. No, thank you. I appreciate the effort in comparison to some other creators. And it's worth too. You look at this image here of this Lion King, whatever it is. It looks much bigger, like it fills the whole, like it fills more of the card. But then look at the rest, and it's so tiny, you know. And then there's this Cubics, my Astro Phi, funded 10 days to go. Don't know how it's funded or why it's funded. BTS BT21 playing cards by BT21 Lover is 25% funded, 9 days to go. Not going to happen. The unique transparent playing cards by Antoinette. I'm pretty sure we looked at before. 7% funded, 11 hours to go. It's not going to happen. Convolution is apparently still here from Kyle. 0% funded, 12 days to go. Oh, good. We get to look at it again next week. And that's just a Kickstarter. Finally. Plenty of other stuff to talk about here. First of all, go to Bomb Magic. If it will load up. May happen eventually. And that's what I wanted to mention here. The Suit Ogawa Empire Keeper playing cards marked edition, limited edition, it says as well. I only wish I'd seen this before I placed my last order, because now I've ended up placing a second order and paying for shipping again for absolutely no reason. But it was not showing up here before. I didn't know about it until I saw it on their Instagram, unless it just was added after, because I did not see it. And apparently it's from Suit Ogawa. I guess is that the name of the designer or magician. They're a little bit pricey, $15.95 for a deck that's fairly standard faces and whatnot. All three have been sold, so you'll still be able to get them if you're interested. And it may load up eventually. Some artwork or something. Here we go. They also have markings that tell where you can find the card value in a mnemonic stack. Just imagine all the possibilities. Apparently, Suit Ogawa is a magician and produced this deck. It's a nice back design with like a koi fish on it. Nice red color. And it's kind of the standard Empire Keeper tuck case. There's Suit Ogawa on the Joker. Nice, standard Ace of Spades, minor modification. Pretty nice for what it is. Standard cards as you would expect for performing. I look forward to checking them out. Moving on. We have to talk about this. By the way, I'm going to double check something else as well. You know what I'm shocked is that 311 has not released anything in ages. Now, I expected we'll be releasing one or two new things for Black Friday. I have no idea what that may be yet, but it just seems like at least anything, and that they've been releasing stuff far and few in between, really. Like there hasn't been that much from them this year. What, 2 decks maybe from them this year? Maybe 3. I don't really recall. Illusionist has released a fair bit. And then you look at Riffle Shuffle, they seem to be releasing something every 2 weeks. And Gemini, which we're going to get to, seems to be releasing something like every month. And 311 has just been kind of sitting there, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. I did want to see if they have anything in the secret menu worth talking about. Which may load up eventually. I hate that the website takes so long to load up. Like, come on. People want stuff now. Okay, we'll get to a looseness eventually. Um, Usai, Usi.us had something new. Cut that out a bit. So I have seen that they have yet another version on one of the previous tarot decks, but which is the pagan tarot, but it's like the third or fourth version now, and I don't see any major changes. Very minor changes, some of the additional cards, maybe a minor change with, I don't know, whatever. The artwork is the same, the color is the same. They could have at least changed the color. Anyway, the new deck is this one, the Pagan Playing Cards Limited Black Edition, which has modified artwork on the tuck case, new artwork on the tuck case, and it's black, obviously. The faces are apparently the same as the previous Pagan decks. It's nice. It's a little bit pricey at $30 for one deck. It is limited to 1,000. I guess that's the rationale for making it so expensive. Plus, also, they're generally sought after decks. The problem I have with this, as other people have also commented on, is kind of the integrity of Usai. They had said previously, with their last pagan deck, the blue one, that was going to be it. And I think you might be able to find that here. On the website. And you know, it often happens. Illusionist, DeVoe, all sorts of creators will say, hey, this is the last one. This is the last color we're doing. Madison, Illusionist especially. And then they do more. And it's not shocking or anything like that. But I expected more out of Usai. I expected a little more integrity from them. And I expect them to be a little bit more, you know, faithful to that, whatever. But instead, they decided to, this is the previous one, to do that. And I don't understand that. So this is what's new at Illusionist. It's the deck of cards, which is just absolutely stupid and ridiculous. And I don't know how it's going to sell. Obviously, some of the fanboys who buy all the decks are going to buy it. I am not going to buy it. I refuse to buy it because it's absolutely horrible. Not only is it a horrible name, apparently it's limited to 2,500. I think it's rare that they actually say how many they printed. They should have printed just 1,000, might make it more valuable. Here's your back design. It's a knock that says deck of cards on it. The faces, they got nothing. It's a bunch of nothing. It just says in the corner, Ace of Spades, King of Spades, Three of Spades, whatever. That's it. That's absolutely horrible. It's not very usable. I don't know who would want to use this deck of cards. It's devoid of artwork. It's devoid of anything. It makes a knock look good. Don't buy this deck. Go buy the knocks. That's the only time I would recommend it. It's just absolutely horrible. Let's check out the secret menu now very quickly. And I will load up at the same time. Saw something from 52 Wonders. I don't know if I'll find it on the website. But I saw it in an email. Come on, Illusionist. Come on. You know you want to load up. You know you want to. Get back to them. Illusionist, please work on your frickin' loading times. It's absolute garbage that it takes so long to load up your website. Oh yeah, they have a buy one, get one free. Oh, they have a lot of interesting Dex. What I wanted to see was something that I'm not seeing here, though. Not. Oh, what is that? Oh, the anyone deck. Absolutely not. Hate it when websites do that. There's a notification pop up. It's like, go away. I just want to look at the website. Don't care to sign up to any emails or anything. Anyways, what I'm looking for here. Maybe I'd fare better on the Instagram. Come on. Thank you for telling me it uses cookies. Check out a looseness quickly, please. Why a looseness? Okay, thank you. Ah, yes, they have the mystery deck, which is the 1900, Series 1900 deck. At least it was. I don't think it's changed yet, so we won't worry about that for now. Oh, God. Okay, never mind Instagram. This is so annoying. Forget 52 Wonders. All I wanted to show you mention is that they got a new deck coming soon to Kickstarter. Won't worry about it when it hits Kickstarter. House of Playing Cards has a new deck coming soon. I believe it's September the 8th. Could be wrong on that. It's the Super Knock V2, aka Bat Knock, apparently, because it's Batman themed, I would say. Personally, I prefer Bat Nut from Jeff Dunham and Peanut. There you go. It's a Batman themed NLC deck. Yes, I'll get it. Just to show it to you. Just to review it. Apparently there may be 2 decks in this release, which will be the 57th and 58th of the Knock collection. That's just... And I would please make it stop, please. It's getting ridiculous. It's coming out September the 8th, next Sunday. So there you go. I'll mention it again next Sunday, I'm sure. Anything else here to mention? Not really. Alright, so there's a new deck from Gemini out, which came out a few days ago. It is this one right here, the Cheetah playing cards, which is a very simple black design pattern. Not even really a cheetah pattern. It's just named that because of the color scheme, I suppose. But when I think of cheetah, that's not what I think of. Why this takes so long? And then it's also, we'll get into that on Final Dragon. There's something that I want to mention. At least the Goblin playing cards, which I never got, faces aren't that good. At least it looks good in a fan. I find myself having difficulty liking a lot of the decks that they put out. Gemini, just, most of them have standard faces, which, hey, guess what? This one has standard faces, standard recolored, slightly modified faces, but standard nonetheless. Very simple Ace of Spades and very simple Joker, and everything else is standard. It's just not that exciting. Come on, VinylDragon.com, please. Yes, Riffle Shuffle is next. Sorry, this is taking so long. Come on. Why does this take so long? Website's to load up. So, one new deck I want to mention is this. The Gen Con 2019 decks, which I guess just released fairly recently. I only just discovered via Portfolio 52. They obviously produced it for Gen Con. They like going to Gen Con, so they made a deck specifically for that. Printed by USPC. Looks very simple. If it will load up. So I decided to get one. I'll show you the artwork. Very simple tuck case. Nothing too exciting. The back design's actually pretty nice. It says Gen Con on it. It's got an interesting look to it. And the faces are also customized from what we can tell, at least as far as the aces and the jokers. Of course, it has a dragon theme. It's albino dragon. Although it's not an albino dragon, but it looks alright. I decided to check it out. Riffle Suffer also has a new deck, like the 50th this year. It's this, the Squeezers, with Alex's Lemonade Stand. Special edition on the front. It's available now, just released today, Squeezers V2. Previous one, of course, was orange juice themed. I do wonder if they're going to do a grape juice themed one soon. I kind of commented about that on their Instagram post before, and they gave an interesting response. I'll just put it at that. Like, you know. So there's your back designs, blue with an orange, or a lemon, I guess. It looks more like an orange, just should have been a lemon. It's a private launch, apparently. $7.95, it's a good price for what it is. Of course, modified quartz, nice colors and everything. And then, look at this. This is a very cool box for, I think that's a brick. Or is it half a brick? That's just cool. It's a juice carton. At least they put some effort and not effort. What the hell is effort? Effort and creativity into this stuff as opposed to Gemini decks. Here's another deck of cards with a random back design and standard, slightly modified court cards. Just for the hell of it. Doesn't say how many's in that, unfortunately. And I don't remember. It must be like 6. Half a brick, which is really cool. One more website to check out, and then we'll get a couple of minor things. Anyway, come on. Let's load up. There's 2 new things here. And as I mentioned, I also got this bicycle collectible. I just thought it'd be nice collectible. It was only 1,000 produced. So they got these new Metalux rose gold and black prototypes that were initially released at Magic Live. I was going to say Magic Con. It's not Magic Con, it's Magic Live. Whatever happened to Magic Con? That seemed to have disappeared. Turned into Cardistry Con, I guess. I should be getting these this week. I think. I would assume. And then there's also these minis, Riderback minis, in a clear acrylic case, the collector's set. Which, of course, it's going to take about 20 millennia to load up, so we'll see you then. Or you can wait. Or you can fast forward, I don't care. If anyone is actually still watching this, I appreciate it. And I give you kudos, because this is just ridiculous at this point. Let's look at this one first, since it's here. They're just Riderback minis. They do have a foil top case, which is really cool. Unfortunately, they decided not to Metalux the cards themselves, which is really kind of disappointing. They're just mini decks. Still cool. I like it. It's a nice little touch. I am going to get a set. I'm only going to get a set, though, because they're 30 bucks each for mini decks in an acrylic case. It says limited edition. Only 2,500 produced. Of course, they come in Metalux top cases. Of course, I'll be right back. I apologize. That's as fast as it gets today because I'm having a foot problem. Anyway, 30 bucks is kind of ridiculous for what this is. It is only 2,500. It is collector's item. And then there was this one, the Metalux Rose Gold and Black prototypes. 14 bucks for one deck isn't too bad for what it is. It's, you know, limited prototype. It is Metalux, as far as I'm aware. Now, it would have been nice if the tuck cases had a different color for the different decks, but it doesn't, but that's cool. Do I expect to see a more mainstream version of these later on? It's entirely possible. Wouldn't be the first time. But I like it. I'm getting them, obviously. Duh. My only concern, and I do like that gold, that rose gold color. It's very nice, and the other one's black. And they're both Metalux, and they may or may not have gilded. I'm not entirely sure. So that's what I heard. They're cool, especially like that gold one. You can see they recolored the faces a bit as well. What I will say, my minor complaint is, yeah, I waited a couple of weeks for them to release this, which is fine. And I knew they were coming out. They might be coming out this past week on the website because I had contacted them and they said probably next week. And, well, they were right. My minor gripe is this. They released this one with no signs of the minis, and I ordered them. Then about 2 days later, the minis show up. Why are you making me pay for shipping twice? I don't like that. Why not release them both at the same time? Because most people were going to want to get both of them. I just don't like that, and I disagree with that. And thanks a lot, USBC. I'll probably contact them about that. But then they'll probably be like, oh, why didn't you just wait a couple more days? Well, why didn't you just release them at the same time? Moving on. A blank face tarot deck. Who would want that? I'm not sure, but that's just very interesting. Playing card decks does have the Series 1900s. I think it's on a pre-order. Bunch of other random, a couple other random new stuff. Not really a whole lot of new here, but is what it is. And Murphy's Magic. By the way, PlayingCards.net has apparently sent me an extra deck with my previous order. So if that's true, I thank them for that. I also thank them for their fairly quick response time. They seem to have improved the customer service, and I think that's great compared to before. So let's just check on Murphy's Magic very quickly. Maybe. Maybe quickly. Maybe not quickly. There's not too much here that I can recall as new. We do have the Cheetah, Broken Borders from New Deck Order, which I've seen on Hocus Pocus, I believe it was now as well. Theos, which I am not overly interested in, I will say that much. There's a deluxe edition and a standard edition. Let's just see what the difference really is. Meow Scowl, Meow Star. I can't even speak. I got some canker sores. That's not helping. Meow Star, vending machine, and knitted sweater point cards from Bookable. I have absolutely no interest in those decks that were on Kickstarter before. There's also the Wild Reserve Pink Boar point cards. This is on Kickstarter. Some cardistry trainers, no thank you. Medieval Stone from Elephant Point Cards, which is very similar to what they previously put out. Then the Red Cyberpunk, which I previously mentioned, from Elephant Point Cards, available on their website. Let's just look at a couple of these if they will load up efficiently. That would be wonderful. My hair is just not. Yeah. If it would load up, that would be fantastic. So this is the Theo's limited, deluxe limited edition. It's numbered. It's a nice ace of spades. And the court cards, they're okay. They're a little bit too cartoony for my liking. And I'm not really liking like the font they use, like for the queen especially. I don't know, I'm just not really digging them too much. The back design's nice. It's kind of not overly exciting. Like I want to say a bit generic. Like we look at the standard limited edition ones here. And it's a nice tuck case. It's the same back design. I'm fairly certain it's the same faces. As you can see what they look like. And you can see it's 22 bucks on the retail, 13 bucks for me at the wholesale rate. I think that's too much money even. Like I can get wholesale decks that are nicer looking for less money. It's the same thing. And this one is actually 25 bucks on the retail. Yeah, it's not even worth it for me. Pink Boar. It's a boar, pig, back design. It was on Kickstarter. And there's your jokers. Your ace of spades, which this has the guy's logo. The designer's logo. It is the year of the pig, so that's why it's there. Printed by the USBC. I think the faces are standard, when I recall. It's kind of cheesy in my opinion, not very exciting. And this one is somewhat interesting. It is black faces, which is cool. You see the backs, they're mirror imaged. Like I said, I previously got one of these medieval decks. Like I got a prototype and I got the first edition put out. This one's actually not bad. I may check it out. But it is basically the same except in black faces. What else is this? Cyberpunk Red. We've looked at the circuit playing cards that they had on Kickstarter. I'm not overly excited by them. We can look at them. Maybe if they'll load up. See, they actually got the grinders for Midnight Cards, which is cool. Actually, there's something from them as well. I can probably show you. Now that I think of it. um, Alright, so there's this one. This one's actually apparently out of stock. Oh, because it hasn't arrived yet. Um, of course, this is on Kickstarter. Not really digging it. Incidentally, I saw one on Instagram of a new deck coming from, I forget who, some creator. I don't think it's really done any cards. But it's a computer-themed deck, and basically looks like a ripoff of these, unfortunately. Um, can't get the images to load, apparently. But you get the idea. The circuit board themed. Not really digging. Like you see the faces down here. If I can get them to load. Not really digging them. Never really did. There you see the face is pretty. I don't know. It fits the theme. I'm just not really digging it. Not really digging the back design. Kind of simple. If I was going to get one of these, it might be just this one. I don't think I'm going to get any of them. But this one at least has like the circuit board colors on it. That's why it's called a PCB Descent. At least it has that much going for it. But again, the back design is just unappealing to me. It's not very exciting. Kind of minimalist. Nicest thing about these is the tuck cases, basically. And this one again, it's got the foils on it. I don't think the other ones do. And it really looks like a circuit board. So if I was going to get one, this is probably the one I would get. Plus, it's kind of the limited edition one. I hope it wasn't supposed to be a Kickstarter exclusive one. And then there's this one, the Implicit Point cards by Nathan Dharma, second edition. I'm not very excited about this one either. It's got a nice foil back design. I don't recall but the previous ones were foil as well. But the faces kind of turned me off for a multitude of reasons. First of all, it seems like there is a bit too much going on with the court cards. Like I probably mentioned this in the previous review I did of theirs on the first edition. It just seems like there's a bit too much going on with the court cards. Like sometimes I find that there's too much going on with a deck of cards. And then the indexes also a turn off. You can see that the font on the indexes is different from like the aces and the number cards to the court cards. And then they've reversed the number and the pip and the letter from the number cards and aces to the court cards, which doesn't make for a very fluid deck or for a very practical use deck. And it just seems like it feels like the court cards were just thrown into a different deck of cards. Like they don't belong to that deck of cards, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Also, the back design doesn't look like it stands out very much in that image. It doesn't look like a very good image. Doesn't make me want to buy the deck of cards. They should have used a better image. Here you can see that the back design looks pretty vibrant. You don't see the foils. Here you kind of see the foils. I don't know. Which it does. Printed by Card and Moon Day, they do have different colors of foils on the backs. I'm not sure how many. And it's hard to tell. And that is that. I did want to see something with midnight cards here if I can. Please. Not cards. Cards. Oh, goodness. I apologize. Let's just try to get this. Come on. Come on. Come on. Today. Not Midnight Violators. I don't even know what the hell that is. Yay, there it is. Midnight Cards. Thank you. Because I saw that they have something you coming. There it is. It's a Revenge of the Nerds themed 80s nerds themed set of decks coming soon to Kickstarter, I believe. And I like it. So you got your jocks and you got your nerds. It just screams Revenge of the Nerds. I love it. I'm definitely down for this. I really like this idea of this theme. It's unique. It's original. It's different. It's very 80s and nostalgic. And I'm a big fan of the Revenge of the Nerds movies. I've watched them ever since they came out in the 80s. Grew up with them. Of course, watching them on TV back in the 80s and 90s. You always watch like an edited version without the nudity and of course language. And then of course you watch the actual versions and it's like, oh, I didn't know this was in them. But yeah, I just love those movies. Loved it. Love this idea, this theme. I look forward to checking them out. Good stuff from Randy. And I think it's a good way to end this week's video. So that's it. Comment, rate, subscribe. Other people seem to like them. There's me. Under the Nerds. They're also from the Doc 318. Nerds and Docs Dex. It's going to have a lot of nods to 80s movies, including Revenge of the Nerds. Nerds! Weird Science, Real Genius, which I'm not familiar with. I am familiar with Weird Science. It's a cool movie. And Caddyshack as well. I didn't really think that had much of a nerd or jock thing to it, but I guess. But I can totally see Weird Science. Real Genius, though, I'm not familiar with. I like it. Go check it out when it comes out on Kickstarter soon. And that is it. Actually, let's see if the Doc 318 has anything on it. I mean, we're already at 1 hour, so why not? Apparently not. Congratulations on graduating, if you did, apparently. So yeah, that is that. Actually, and this one says quarterback class of 85 on it. It's pretty cool. Pocket protector. Football logo on a jersey, on a jacket. You can see this one's a nerd shirt. And this one's a jock jacket. Sports jacket and football jacket. And I think that's cool. That is that. We'll see you next time more. Thanks for watching. Look forward to this one.